Well, good morning and welcome to Studio 57 here in New York. I'm Anne-Marie Green.
And I'm Vladimir Dutse.
Welcome back to CBS News. It's Monday, January 24th, 2022. Here is a quick recap of some of the big stories we're following for you this morning. In response to fears of a possible Russian invasion, the U.S. begins withdrawing some U.S. embassy staff from Ukraine. We've got the latest on the rising tensions between Kyiv and Moscow.
Plus, a raging wildfire in California's Big Sur. Hundreds of people have been evacuated, and more than 1,000 acres have burned.
And the must-have item, COVID tests. The government is working to ship at-home rapid tests to U.S. households for free. This comes after the launch of covidtest.gov last week.
President Border.
Vladimir, Anne-Marie, it's great to see you. I must say that you guys look fantastic on this new set, and it's a pleasure to be with you here always. But in terms of what President Biden is thinking about, we do know, according to Pentagon sources,
on dialogue and diplomacy, could the White House still try to talk Putin out of moving forward in Ukraine?
The family is claiming police did not properly investigate the death of a young black woman.
Wild weather is slamming the U.S. from coast to coast. Heavy rain, snow, and cold air are plaguing Americans across the country. So earlier on CBS News Mornings, I spoke with CBS News Colorado meteorologist Ashton Altieri. So we have conversations like the one with Ashton every weekday morning on CBS News Mornings. The show streams at 7 Eastern. And if you want to check it out later in the day, you can also find it on our streaming service, Paramount Plus.
So we are not the only team celebrating today over in Florida. CBS News Miami is kicking off. My neighbor, like he lived, like we would see each other, like going into CBS.
Well, I'm used to watching him early in the morning because he had a similar schedule to me, and I would look up and be like, I'm not the only one.
That's
and
true.
Now I am.
I know.
Well, an arrest warrant forced a luxury cruise ship with hundreds of passengers and crew members on board to divert its...
But what are some of the biggest issues facing small businesses right now?
Well, I think what our data shows, and by the way, this is our 11th survey we've done since the onset of COVID. So we've sort of seen the full roller coaster over the last couple of years. And I think in our most recent survey of data, you would say, gosh, 2 years in, having a pretty devastating impact for a lot of businesses. But we also see, interesting enough, the number one issue for businesses right now is not inflation, not supply chain. It's by far labor shortages. So 50% of our businesses, when asked what's the number one problem, they say labor shortages. And when we dive into those issues a little bit deeper, what we find is that
a sad milestone out of Michigan this morning, where Oxford High School reopened today, nearly 2 months after the deadly shooting that killed 4 students.
A federal judge has delayed former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin's defamation lawsuit against the New York Times. The former... Today marks a moment NASA scientists have been working toward for years. We've been telling you about this Space Watch story since late 2021.
One space geek to another. Welcome.
So exciting. We were all talking about this on this auspicious day, this auspicious launch. Tony and Tanya, this is it. The plan is to have the telescope stay in this orbit, synchronize and adjust its mirrors over the night, which... The solar panel side, of course, which faces the sun, will reach a scorching 185 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a full 50 degrees higher than the hottest day ever recorded. Yeah. What a great day.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Lana.
Good to be with you guys.
So much fun.
All right, getting closer to the former president, the Select Committee investigating the January 6th assault on the Capitol has spoken with the former Attorney General and is looking for more information from other members of Mr. Trump's inner circle.
And in Money Watch, helping businesses on the brink. Ahead, how Goldman Sachs is stepping in with a lifeline.
Congratulations. CBS News has a whole lot more to offer. We are keeping a close eye on the rising tensions over Ukraine. We have a team of reporters and correspondents on the ground in Kyiv, Moscow, and Washington to bring us the very latest throughout the day.
Plus, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki will address reporters at about 1:30 p.m. Eastern. She'll likely discuss the State Department's efforts to evacuate American embassy employees from Kyiv amid growing fears of a Russian invasion.
And opening statements begin today in the trial of 3 former Minneapolis police officers accused of violating George Floyd's civil rights during his deadly arrest in 2020. Court proceedings are set to begin at 11 a.m. Eastern.
And American music icon Dionne Warwick is going to be here in our brand new studio. You're not going to want to miss that conversation. That happens this afternoon at 12:47 p.m. Eastern.
If you're heading out the door, take us with you. You can access all of our CBS News national and local streams for free anytime, anywhere on the CBS News app.